In your career, you read a lot of science fiction works. Particularly, you began with the Scanner. You like sci-fi in general?
I'm a nerd. Like, I'm a geek. Total. I love, j'adore sci-fi. I grew up on it. It was, Star Wars and Star Trek and Doctor Who. I loved all that stuff. Huge Doctor Who fan. Yeah. When I was since I was, I used to hide behind the sofa and watch.
But when you're English people, of course, you're a fan of sci-fi or Doctor Who.
Yeah. Well, I think the difference is in England and in Europe. Actually, in England and the rest of the world, basically, science fiction is a genre like any other genre. In North America, it's sort of marginalized. It was marginalized, and now it's sort of come into its own. And I've always, I love the promise of science fiction. I love how it shows you a possible future. And the best science fiction to me is the stuff that you can see little bits of today, in tomorrow.
And you play in series, but also in feature films.
Yeah.
Such a more in Cube, Splice.
Oh yeah.
From your friend.
Yeah, Vincenzo. Vincenzo and I went to school together.
Do you prefer series or feature films?
They both have their advantages. They have their disadvantages. I mean, film you have more time usually with things, but a series is just fun because it's always something different. I mean, science fiction. I mean, especially something like Stargate, where every episode you're doing something completely. That's the only type of show you're ever going to do that kind of stuff on. If you're doing ER, you don't get to die and come back and visit planets and different things. I mean, science fiction is just so much more fun to be in, I find. So I think it has sought me out, but I've also, I seek out science fiction roles. I like the science fiction roles. Growing up with Vincenzo, actually, in high school, he used to make these little movies, and we used to work together all the time. 13, 14 years old, making little science fiction movies during the summer. And then we grew up and just kept doing that.
And then in the future, will you have more film with your friend Vincenzo?
I hope so, yeah, we should. I mean, we always end up, Vincenzo and I always end up working together in some way, shape, or form. So, I sort of pop up in things all over the place. But yeah, he's someone else. He's someone else who, he's an incredibly talented guy. I think he's brilliant. Beautiful visual style and stuff. And he's moved into television now as well, which I think is great. Because television is different than it used to be. Television used to be sort of, I was looking at TV, film, now television is, it's like a new age of television. You're able to do different things with it. So you can just spend more time with a character on television now than you can with a film. And I think that makes a big difference.
Let's talk Stargate first.
Why not? Why not?
Yeah. Even if your career is not only Stargate, but Stargate.
That was the big one.
Yes, famous.
It was funny. I did an episode of SG1, and just one. I was down in Los Angeles, and a guy comes up to me in a restaurant and says, "You're the guy from that show." And I was like, "SG1." I was like, "What show? What are you talking about?" And he's like, "With the blonde hair." I was like, I couldn't think what he was talking about. And then we finally figured out it was. So the first time I was recognized in Los Angeles was for one episode of Stargate.
And one episode of Stargate, and then you met Atlantis.
Yeah.
So what was your reaction?
I thought they were crazy. I was like, why? Of all the characters, and they've had all these amazing characters on the show, why would you choose McKay? It was such a weird choice. But I loved it. I mean, I've always said that that is the biggest compliment you can get as an actor, is you come in for one day, for one role, for one episode, and then you get more. Whenever you get invited back, it's like anything. You do a job, then someone invites you back to do the job again, it means they like it.
So your job was really appreciated.
It was great, yeah. It was, and they were very appreciative. I thought they did some great writing. Like, they wrote a great character. Everyone liked that character. And I think the dirty little secret is that the writers and the producers, they like McKay. There was a McKay element to them, because they're all smart. They're all smart nerds. So they like writing for smart nerds.
Just McKay and Samantha Carter.
Yeah.
You know, there's a strange relation between both of them.
Yeah.
What is the reaction in the real life? It's just a play.
She's lovely. I mean, I defy anyone not to love Amanda Tapping. I mean, she's just a lovely human being. I mean, she's just a, you know, there were a number of people on that show, but specifically Amanda, who I say, you know, they walk in a room and they just light it up. You know, there's something about them. Amanda was just a very giving person, very smart, very driven, and it's just as an actor, it's just so much fun to play off. And I think if I hadn't been working with her on that first episode, I'm not sure he would have been as exciting to people, because, you know, I got to go toe to toe with a fan favorite right there. It'd be the opposite, you know. So I love that sort of that sort of combative relationship. I love combative relationships in general. It's like me and my sister on the show as well.
Yes,
so there's constantly this.
You worked with your sister several times for Stargate, I think, and then Dog Breakfast.
Dog Breakfast,
a movie you really like.
Yeah.
So how are you to work with your sister?
Well, she's
especially when you're the director.
She's cheap and available. No, we wanted to do something. I wanted to do something with people I knew and trusted, and it was my first film, and I wasn't even sure what we were going to do with it. Like I wasn't sure if it was going to be a real film or if it was just going to be mine. You know, I paid for it, and it was absolutely one of my favorite experiences in the industry. Absolutely, like I just to this day, you know, I've made films since. None of them would be as enjoyable as that process. I love Dog Breakfast. I'd love to do another one of those. You know, and my sister is she's a very talented actor. I mean, she's the funniest woman I know. Absolutely. And we fight like cats and dogs. So.
Okay, your character, Maki, you are fatally allergic to lemon. Is that right?
Not in life. No, not in real life. I love, but again, it's those little character things, those little character foibles that I love. No, people keep. The funny thing is that people at these events come up and they'll give you a lemon, and I'm always thinking like, well, what if I was allergic to it? What if I really was? It's like they're coming here to kill me. No, I'm a hypochondriac. I feel like I'm always sick, you know, and I'm always, you know, I'm very Rodney McKay that way. In many ways, I think I'm allergic to everything, but I'm not.
Thank you, David. I think perhaps the last question.
Yeah, keep going. Until they come in and drag you out, I keep going.
What about you also played in Stargate Universe?
Yeah.
For only one episode too.
Yeah.
What do you think? Perhaps it's the less appreciated series. What do you think of it?
I think. Look, I thought it was. It's a gorgeous show. It's beautifully written, beautifully acted. The problem it had was it was called Stargate, and I think because of that, there was an expectation that it was going to be a certain type of show, and they really broke the mold with Universe. It's much more serious, much darker, but I think it's a fantastic series. I think the problem was it replaced something that was very different than what it did. And one of the advantages that Atlantis had was that we didn't replace SG-1. We complemented it. We were on at the same time. We overlapped, so there was never any feeling like we were taking away SG-1. I think, unfortunately for Universe, because they canceled Atlantis, I think people felt that it replaced it. And the reality is, as a show on its own, had that been just called Universe, I think it would have found its audience. But because it was expected to bring in the existing audience, and it's such a different show, I think that worked against it. But it certainly wasn't the show's fault. I think, you know, as I say, the acting is fantastic. The sets are beautiful. I mean, it's a gorgeous show. And my only concern was just that whether Rodney McKay fit in that world, because he's from a different show. I mean, he was definitely sort of broader and more comedic than Universe was. So I thought Brad did a really good job of sort of toning him down without changing him. So I feel like I like the way they integrated that. And you know, they talked about how to continue to do some more of it. But I would love to do more. Those guys, God, they were a great bunch. I mean, they're really really talented bunch of actors.
And if you were offered to participate in a remake of Stargate movie, you are the girl perhaps around this idea.
That would be amazing. I mean, I love playing. I mean, I miss McKay every day. I love that stuff. I mean, it's people ask me about what they think about the idea of the movies. I'm like, if the movies are good, fantastic. I love science fiction. I want to see it. I'll go.
Yes, you love science fiction, but you've always been green to science fiction works.
Yeah, I mean, when I was a kid with Vincenzo, when we were 13 years old, instead of going places for the summer, we would stay at school and we'd film things and shoot movies, and they were all science fiction related stuff because that's what we grew up on. That's what we grew up with. I mean, and also, I think the filmmaking involved in science fiction is really fun because it's special effects and it's practical effects and it's I always say that it's like the hardest acting because there's nothing there. You're look at this world, but that's all you got is just a blank wall.
Sometimes it's not easy to see a fake world.
Yeah, I think it's something that I think because of that. It's a certain type of. I think you have to have in a way an interest and a passion for that stuff in order to sell that stuff. Because otherwise it's just like, what do I have to say? Like you want to understand it, you want to make it work. And one of the things I loved about Stargate was being able to research some of the stuff and see what's going on. They're building a new convention center. So. Yeah, I think it's a great genre to be working in as an actor, as a nerd, especially as a geek like me, because you play with technology in a way that you wouldn't do in any other show. So it's fun. So I feel like I'm very honored and very lucky to have found that as my genre.
Thank you very much, David. Hopefully you will see you in many sci-fi.
Oh well, I hope so too. Thank you very much. Yeah, pleasure so much. Yeah, indeed. Cheers. Yeah.
I try to make it my best.
Your English is my French. Yes, very good. Well, between the two, we'll be fine. Yeah. So Lumix, it's nice. Yeah.
Thank you for being here, David.
Oh, mon plaisir. Ma plaisir.
C'est un plaisir.